Ooh, oh, okay, okay. It's that time again. Ooh, all right, y'all. Ooh, that sleep was good, boy. Dream about them Lions in that Super Bowl. Anyway, it's about that time for another You Got to Be Lion history moment. This time I'm going to do something a little different. This time I'm going to show you a picture and you try to guess who it is. Give you a little information. This lion is the Pro Bowler, professional football player, actor, and wrestler. Let's see if you can figure out who this is. Well, who did you guess? If you guessed Alex Karras, you'll be right. So let's learn a little bit more about old Twinkle Toes. I'm going back to this Super Bowl. Wake me up when it's over.
From Wikipedia, the free encyclopedia. Alex Karras. Alexander George Karras was an American football player, professional wrestler, sportscaster, and actor. He was a four-time Pro Bowl player with the Detroit Lions of the National Football League, where he played from 1958 to 1970. As an actor, Karras played Mongo in the 1974 comedy film Blazing Saddles. He starred as George Papadopoulos, the adoptive father of Webster Long, Emmanuel Lewis, in the ABC sitcom Webster, 1983 to 1989, alongside his wife Susan Clark. Karras also had a prominent role in Victor/Victoria, starring Julie Andrews and James Garner. He is a member of the College Football Hall of Fame and was elected to the Pro Football Hall of Fame in the Centennial class. Before his NFL career got underway, Karras signed a contract as a professional wrestler on December 13, 1957, earning $25,000 during the six-month off-season. Karras was the 10th selection of the 1958 NFL Draft, taken by the Detroit Lions. He signed with the Lions, spurning an offer from the Canadian Football League's Winnipeg Blue Bombers. He quickly became one of the dominant defensive tackles in the NFL, playing for 12 seasons, 1958 to 1962, 1964 to 1970, all with the Lions. As a rookie in 1958, joining the championship contending Lions, Karras was adopted in training camp as an off-field flunky, chauffeur, and wingman by superstar quarterback Bobby Lane for his legendary late-night party activities. By many accounts Karras would marvel at Lane's ability to recover from heavy drinking sessions at night and being able to function effectively at practices or games the next day. Karras himself admitted he was frequently heavily hung over as a result of late-night bar hopping. Lane was traded to the Pittsburgh Steelers early in the 1958 season and Karras eventually assumed a veteran leadership position himself. On January 7, 1963, Karras's ownership share in Detroit's Lindell AC Bar became a source of controversy when league officials urged him to sell his financial interests in the place because of reports of gambling and organized crime influence. After first threatening to retire rather than give up the bar ownership, Karras admitted placing bets on NFL games and was suspended by the league, along with Green Bay Packers running back Paul Hornung, for one season, 1963. During his exile, Karras returned to pro wrestling, taking on such memorable characters as Dick the Bruiser. He was reinstated, along with Hornung, on March 16, 1964, by NFL Commissioner Pete Rozelle. Upon returning to action in 1964, Karras once refused when an official asked him to call the pre-game coin toss. "I'm sorry, sir," Karras replied. "I'm not permitted to gamble." 8. During his first year back, player discontent with head coach George Wilson resulted in Karras asking to be traded. However, the Lions settled the issue when they fired Wilson after the season. From 1960 to 1966, except for his suspension in 1963, he played next to Roger Brown, forming a formidable pair of defensive tackles, until Brown was traded to the Los Angeles Rams. After another season of controversy under new head coach Harry Gilmer, Karras was rumored to be ready to play out his option and sign with the expansion Miami Dolphins of the American Football League under his former coach Wilson. Instead, Karras signed a 7-year contract with the Lions on May 20, 1966, with Wilson stating that Karras had used the threat of signing with Miami to garner a large deal with Detroit. Despite the new contract, controversy remained, as Karras and Gilmer sparred in mid-season, with the coach reportedly ready to release the veteran defensive tackle. As before, it would be the coach who would depart, with Karras's former teammate Joe Schmidt taking over for Gilmer. On June 4, 1967, Karras once again hinted he would retire to work at a new business venture. Once training camp began, though, Karras was back with the Lions. During that preseason, he jokingly commented that he would walk back from Denver if the AFL Broncos defeated the Lions. When it actually happened, Karras backtracked and flew home on the team plane. He was still an All-Pro selection from 1967 to 1969. Despite not allowing a touchdown in the divisional round of the 1970 NFL playoffs, the Lions lost to the Dallas Cowboys 5-0, his first playoff game and his final game. After the 1971 preseason, while rehabilitating a knee injury suffered the previous year, Karras was released, ending his playing career at age 35.